Welcome back to the listing series. We're Jason and Samantha Jarvie with Realty ONE Group here in Surprise. This is a metro of the Phoenix area, and we're here to help. Today what we're talking about is what it looks like from a security aspect to just a plain life impact aspect to show your house once it's on the market.
So the security aspect is pretty simple. For one, you need to understand that you're completely in control. So we give you all of the options and you get to make the decision. So some people decide not to have a lockbox on their home. In my opinion, not the best decision just because it limits the amount of people that can come in.
Obviously, there are extenuating circumstances. Sometimes there's sensitive things in the home, or I don't know, also there are circumstances at which an owner may need more control.
Sure.
However, I think that the big question that doesn't get asked enough is, do you want to sell this house? The only way to do that well is to get buyers in the home.
Right.
And you have to put yourself in the mentality that this isn't my home anymore. Once it hits the market, this goes on the front door, it's not yours. You've already been paid in your head, you're ready to go, and you've disconnected from that. Now, that doesn't mean that things aren't going to be secure and that your house isn't going to be safe. What it does mean is that you have opened yourself up to the reality that people may be pedaling through the front door all day long, and that's okay. It's going to be inconvenient, right?
It's absolutely going to be inconvenient. We've sold a couple of homes ourselves. We have 2 children and a cat. We stayed in a hotel once that turned out to be not a very nice hotel because we just
horrible.
wanted to make sure not to have to clean up the dishes. And after the kids, we knew there was going to be a large influx of people coming in. We have also stayed out all day and then come back home just to sleep.
Yep.
So we've also coached our clients on, it's actually easier on you if you can just get the house clean and then find somewhere else to go for long chunks of time, especially once you have that first appointment. So
now, initially, that would be in the first few days to potentially week or so. In our market, the average selling time is about 23 days right now, but that's for under about 80% of the homes. There's still going to be a subset of homes that take longer to sell. And that means that you have to be committed to the process of getting the phone call, being ready to go so that somebody can leave. And what I mean by that is it's not always an appointment that's set the day before or an hour before. We've been out with clients pretty regularly that they picked a bunch of homes, we picked a bunch of homes, and we're in a neighborhood and we drive by yours. The sign's out front, it's gorgeous, and they're like, wait, I don't remember seeing that one. And we go, well, yeah, it wasn't in your criteria list. You didn't want to see a home of that category. So then we pull it up on the MLS and they go, well, I actually really like that. Can we see it? And we're standing outside. You got to be ready for those types of things because now you have a motivated buyer. Mm-hmm. They have just been let down by a number of other homes and your home stands out from the crowd. So what do? You get out, right?
Yeah, you do your best. Even if the house isn't perfect, what I encourage sellers to do is still answer your phone or respond to the text message or the email, whatever process you've set up. And even if you just have to step out and go for a walk around the block, let them know, hey, I don't mind you coming on short notice. The house isn't in perfect showing condition, but I'd be happy to let you in. We've had buyers that are just so thankful that they didn't have to come back, get more time off work, get care for their kids or their pets again to go out and look at houses together. And so when a seller and a buyer can work together like that on short notice, it's really helpful.
It brings up a good point. There have been countless times over the years that we have scheduled an appointment with our buyers to come look at a house. We show up to the house and the seller is there. Lovely, great people, whatever. But if they're hanging out on the couch, watching a loud movie, kicking back with a beer, it's kind of an uncomfortable position for the buyer. Nobody wants to speak freely. Nobody wants to feel the home or picture what it's like for them to live in it. And then if you pop back in another room and there's more people, like a daughter or a wife or a son or a whomever, it gets even more uncomfortable. It's a surprise that you're definitely not looking for as a buyer. And if any of you have had that experience, drop down in the comments, tell us your stories. It's always funny to read through those.
Yeah, we've had that happen quite often, even just previewing as agents. Part of our job is to look at houses that are for sale, to see what's going on in the market, to look at houses for our buyers beforehand while they're at work so we can say, yes, this is for sure a good option, or nope, you don't need to waste your time. And when people find out that just the agent is coming, they oftentimes don't put their best foot forward, which can be frustrating because you want to see what the showing's going to be like for your buyer. So again, the best advice is just mentally prepare, get your house ready, have a few systems in place where you can quickly, get anybody out of the house, any pets, any children. Even we've had people that are multi-generational, have somewhere for grandma to go or mom or dad. Just getting people quickly out can be super helpful, and it can be, monumental in getting the correct buyers in the home at the right time.
Not even just correct, a motivated buyer.
Yeah.
A lot of the wind gets sucked out of the sails when you show up and there's somebody else there. I want you to picture, you showed up to drive the new used car, whatever, of your dreams. When you get there, somebody else is sitting in the front seat, hanging out. And now you want to drive it. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, I own this car. Jump in the back. We'll go for a drive. Are you going to buy that car? Does that sit well with you? I know it wouldn't sit well with me. I'm a car person. I've been through more cars than I've been on this earth. And that wouldn't be fun at all.
Yeah, so let's also talk about security. So the only people that can open these boxes, so these are owned by Supra. They're Bluetooth activated, so we use an app on our cell phone to open them. And this little key box pops out and the key comes out. But the only people that can access these are licensed people who have been background checked and have been given access to this app. So that's going to be real estate agents, licensed assistants who can also show homes, or home inspectors typically.
And appraisers.
And home appraisers, yes. So those are the 4 groups of people. And again, they're all fully licensed. Obviously, there's always going to be people that take advantage of that opportunity to get a license, and hopefully those people are weeded out of the market quickly. But I do feel that sellers can feel really confident in who's coming in their home. And typically they're going to have an appointment, even if it's a last minute appointment. Yeah. You can even ask your agent to set a special code. It's called the call before showing code. CBS and so that way, for sure that whoever's coming in has a confirmed appointment. And so then they have to type in your secret code before they can open it, which is really nice.
Well, and along with the digitization of the locks, every time this is opened, it's stored in a memory on both the key box, it gets sent to us, and then we could even have it sent to you as an owner so that you know when people are coming and going. Not to mention, most people have cameras all about their homes these days, so you'd know anyhow. But this keeps a data log for us so we know what's happening.
Yeah. One other thing that we're seeing in the market a lot is people actually shying away from these and just using a contractor box instead, just a basic one you can pick up at Home Depot or Lowe's. Unfortunately, we just don't see the value in that because there's no data log and anybody can open it. So that code can be freely given. Whereas
once they have the code 1234, that could get loose into the public.
Whereas these, again, can only be opened by specific people. So highly recommend if you're interviewing agents, ask them what their process is. What are they going to do to help keep your home secure? How are they encouraging you to set up showings? And just keep that in mind.
So if you feel like you got valuable content out of today's video, hit the like button down below. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you have a story, we love to hear them. Drop it down in the comments. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.